Hey, Robin.
David, how you doing?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Thanks for squaring up this morning. I just saw that email a couple of minutes ago, so cheers.
Oh, no, that's all right. I appreciate it, mate. Oh,
You're always the best attender, first person in every time.
yeah,
The early bird catches the worm. You would definitely be that person.
yeah. I like being late.
Do you know what? The older I get, the more I hate being late. I'd rather be early. I'd rather be an hour early than 5 minutes late, you know.
Yeah, same here.
It's something I think that, without wanting to sound like an old bastard, but it's definitely the young people of this generation of the world. They're the ones that are always late for everything.
Oh, yeah. Got to get out on time as well at the end of the day.
Yeah. Such is life. Such is life. How are you getting on with how you getting on with everything?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've been sort of hunting around to find stuff to get some more for Daisy.
Yeah.
In that, so it's still ongoing. So see what I can get.
Yeah, I think Daisy is going to be huge. You know, Daisy and Super One are going to be massive projects this year. You know, Gold Standard Partners obviously is going to be big, but yeah, I think they're going to be really good.
That's right.
It's like I was just talking to Pete actually, who's just coming on now. I was talking to him earlier today. It's like buses. You know, you wait all day for a bus and 3 come along at once.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's known where to go to first at times. Oh, Pete.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been on nights.
Oh, I don't know how you do that.
I said to Robin earlier, I've had 2.5 hours sleep today or this morning.
That's okay. Just call it a power nap. You know, that's supposed to be. So I'll look to see you guys to do some Facebook Lives soon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you will be. I've got some old ones. So when I do me up to date one, I have put some of the old ones in just for a laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You know, look back on how far you've come and not how far you've got to go, and it's quite eye opening.
Yeah, it was nothing to sort of like do with like the crypto. It's just part of the what.
Yep, good. Hi, Frederick. Can you hear me? That's good to see you, my old friend. Oh. Stop hiding. Go on, say hello. Say hello. Say hello. No, he's not going to say hello.
Yeah, I'm still here, Robin. No worries. I also got my camera, no problem. But wait, I have to get it on, huh?
There we go. That's okay. You're among friends, my friend.
Yeah, well, hearing you out.
We're very thin on the ground today, but hopefully some more people will pop along and we can have some fun with this. It's not too serious NFTs at this point, but I think it's going to be good. So what time is it now? Well, we're just on the hour now, so we'll give it 1 more minute and then we will get going. I think we're doing too many workshops these days and people can't keep up. I think the numbers are going down instead of up, which is a bit annoying, but let's just make a start anyway, because we only have 40 minutes, so we're into that already. So just keep some questions and hit me up. We'll have plenty of time at the end to talk it over. This is just a very general NFT workshop, just to give you an idea of what's available. the kind of potential. You might think it's crazy and mad and illogical right now, but hopefully I can convince you that NFTs will have an impact on your own blockchain empires and your own online businesses towards the middle to the end of 2021. Oh, I like the beach. That's very nice, Fred. Very nice. Okay, so before I go any further, of course, I'm not qualified to give you financial advice. I'm not a legal expert. You guys all know that, so I don't really need to dwell on that. Don't part with money online unless you're absolutely sure of what you're going to do. And be very, very careful. Always do your homework. Always do your own research. You guys that are here at the moment, you all know that, so I don't need to dwell on that. Again, we have lots and lots of these workshops. This is not even totally up to date. There's even more than this. This is the European timetable. So there we are, Thursday, 2 p.m. There are even more workshops than that. In fact, there's one straight after this with Sean and Moira about Super One. In the Southern Hemisphere, we keep you covered as well. So there's plenty free workshops. Some of them are specific about staking. Some of them are general about just getting your blockchain fundamentals in place. There's a great one on staking tomorrow at 10 o'clock UK time. But there are plenty, no excuses to get educated. But today we're going to talk about NFTs. So what the heck is NFTs? What are they all about? Non-fungible tokens, they can be almost anything now, anything that can be digitalized. You'll have seen the headline stories about crazy videos and artwork and things like that. Hi, Susie, good to see you. Can you just mute yourself? That'd be great. Thank you. You will hear about virtual items inside games. Collectibles like trading cards is also headline news at the moment. But they can also be tokenized real world assets, real practical assets. And we're going to talk a bit about that in a few minutes. So the first thing we need to do is work out why NFTs are different to other things on the blockchain, apart from the fact that people are crazy enough to spend millions of dollars on a cartoon cat. And it's really to do with the difference between fungible and non-fungible assets. Those of you that were involved in our gold platforms and other assets like that will understand that fungible assets are not unique. A fungible asset is something that can be swapped with another one, and they are just exactly the same. A 10 euro note is the same no matter where you are. You can swap one 10 euro note for another. You can swap a kilo of gold for another kilo of gold. As long as it's the same quality, there's no difference. And on the blockchain, smart contract technology has been developed from a platform called ERC20, which is the Ethereum platform, has been around for ages now, and it's a very, very good platform. It's been very significant to the development of DeFi in particular. Most of the DeFi protocols and platforms were run on the ERC20 platform. The problem with this is it has become a little bit overworked. It is creaking under the strain and is in urgent need of an overhaul. And the good news is that this is going to happen. The Ethereum platform is going to go through a new renovation soon, and there's going to be the EIP 1559 protocol is going to come out. It's going to be a deflationary protocol, which means that the Ethereum tokens are going to get burned as they get used, very much copying another platform that many of us are familiar with, the G999. So that is the conventional Ethereum-based platform up until recently. But we now have this non-fungible token platform, and it's called ERC 721. ERC 721 has one particular characteristic, and that is that each token which is created is unique. There can only be one. to borrow a quote from the old Highlander movies. So ERC21 tokens could have been called deeds. They were very nearly called deeds. If you think of property deeds, if you buy a piece of land or a house, that's usually called your deeds. You own the rights to that piece of land or that property. And ERC 721 tokens almost became known as deeds because it's exactly the same thing. You own all the rights to that token once you purchase it. However, they thought that was too much like property, and so they called them non-fungible tokens, which is a huge mouthful, but that is what we're stuck with. So NFTs is what they are called, and every NFT is unique. Now, you might be thinking at this point, okay, so I've heard about these crazy videos and cartoon cats, and you know, this here is a download of a 10-second video which cost the original the person that bought this $6.6 million. The screen that I used for my flyer at the very front of this presentation was sold at Christie's auction house not long ago for $69 million. Now, we are not likely to be able to do that, are we? Are we? Well, why not? Let's investigate, shall we? There are lots and lots of platforms bringing out NFT-related platforms and projects. Omni, for example, is a social media platform. It's bringing out a Facebook-type platform where you'll be able to post and share information on social media, but you'll earn cryptocurrency while you do it. And they are promising us an app that we can use to create NFTs. So more or less for nothing. Up until very recently, NFTs were quite expensive to be able to create. You needed to have proprietary software. You needed to be involved with coding and be able to create your own private blockchain. All of that is pretty much gone by the wayside now. And platforms like Super One, for example, they are bringing out a really amazing way to profit from NFTs. And let's just be careful here what we're talking about. When we talk about NFTs, we're talking about unique ownership of an asset on the blockchain. Now, as we all know, the blockchain and basically society as a whole today is obsessed with fake news. You can't look for 5 seconds online without seeing somebody questioning the authority, the genuineness, the authenticity of things that we see online. We've had presidents of America calling all the news fake news. You know, it's very, very hard now to decide whether something is genuine and real. Now, when you're buying things, it's important to know that what you're buying is genuine and authentic. And NFT technology, smart contract technology, is allowing us to be able to prove to ourselves and to other people that the asset that we own is unique and is genuine. And there are lots of practical applications of that I'm going to talk about in a minute. From Super One's point of view, it's a mobile gaming app. They've got, they're going to have the digital equivalent of trump cards where you can buy a card or rent a card as an NFT that has information about a football player, for example, which will enable you to play other people, play games with other people, and you'll be able to beat them. You've got more information than they have, and you can make money out of it. It's a bit like having a share of a racehorse. And every time that racehorse wins a race, you get a share of the income. So Super One is just one of the platforms. These are the legend cards, they're called. And I'm predicting this is going to be absolutely huge once it launches in the summer of 2021. Another platform that I'm involved in and I've got to know a bit more about is the G999 platform, where they are launching what they call NFT passports. It's just a way of associating NFTs with something that we're familiar with, like passports. All it's meaning is that when you buy one of these NFT signature cards, you own an asset, and it's associated with a country, a geographical area. You can be a citizen of that area, or you can work your way all up to be a president. And all of that means is that when transactions are carried out within that geographical area, within that NFT asset, you get a slice of the income. So the higher up you go in rank, the more you get. It's just like conventional online business, except you own that asset. And you can also sell that asset on to other people at a later date and create an income in perpetuity. So there are lots and lots of different, I could tell you more, but there are many platforms now where NFT technology is popping up its head and showing us ways to have unique ownership of assets that we can profit from again and again and again. Now, as an author, for example, myself, I write books as Alex Breck. It's a hard way to make a living. It's not a great business model, being an author. I can spend a whole year writing a book and it will sell for 99 cents as an ebook and only a couple of dollars as a paperback. So you need to sell an awful lot of books to make a living as an author. However, I am just about finishing the sequel to this book that I wrote in 2012, and it'll be published in the autumn, and I'm going to release it as an NFT. And in fact, I've gone one step further than that in the last week, and I have actually created my own NFT. So in the last week, I've created an NFT. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. This here, if I can make this work, this is an animated cover that I produced. It's only a 5-second animated cover. I produced it for nothing on Canva. But He Who Pays the Piper, for example, is the first book that I wrote when I started writing my thrillers. And I'm going to release this first book as an NFT. And it was actually very, very simple to do. I made a little video like this. I recorded a 10, 11 minute video of me interviewing myself with lots of photographs from travels that I have made in my younger years. This book is based on things that happened in Central America and Guatemala and Nicaragua and places like that. So on my video, I had beautiful backdrops of photographs from that time. I shared personal stories about my life, the inspiration as an author that I got for writing that particular book, the characters, where I got the ideas from the characters. And I basically conveyed information, exclusive information, that I've never told anybody before as Alex Breck, the author. And so the people who buy this NFT when it's released, they will have this, exclusive information. And, I'm not saying I'm Stephen King or J.K. Rowling or Ian Rankin, but if somebody liked my books, then they might be keen to have this exclusive copy, because this won't be like the one you can buy on Amazon for 99 cents. So for creative people, this is a huge opportunity. It's not for everybody, right enough, but it is possible for anybody to create an NFT. And we all have ideas. We all have things that we could digitalize. Some of you guys might be coaches and created coaching information. You could turn that into videos. You could turn that into an NFT. The platform that I'm going to launch my particular NFT on is called Mintable. And this is a screenshot of Mintable here. It's very, very easy to use. You can browse other people's NFTs. You can look at prices, from up to $10 or $50 or $100 or $1,000. And last week in this workshop last week, I showed you NFTs of, crazy little videos, just like the one I did there, that people were prepared to spend tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to own. And why would they want to do this? Well, it's like having a first edition of a book. It's like having the very first copy of a Beatles album when it came out in the 1960s. If I went to a secondhand bookstore, or I went to a secondhand record store, and I wanted to buy a Beatles, the very first Beatles record, and I wanted the very first copy of that record, I've really no way of proving that that would be genuine or not. If a store tried to sell me that vinyl record for $50,000, I've no way of knowing that that would be genuine or not. But with NFT technology nowadays, smart contract technology, it would be possible to check that this NFT that I'm buying was exclusive. It is totally possible to check up on the blockchain and see when it was created. So NFT technology is breaking through that barrier that so many of us have online about authenticity, about provenance. And as 2021 progresses, this idea of provenance, I think, is going to become more and more important. And it will have applications in all kinds of areas like passports, medical, all that kind of thing, not just crazy videos and crazy cats. So this is going to be the same for all other creative industries. People, I think, will be prepared to pay a little bit more for a unique piece of work by a famous painter or a famous band. It is the way things are going, and it's not just, you know, crazy cartoons and crazy cats. Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, Gary V, he's one of the biggest influencers online. He has put his shoulder behind NFTs, and he thinks they are going to be one of the biggest technology shifts of our generation. So when somebody like Gary V talks about NFTs, I think we have to take it seriously. I'll admit right now that the prices of NFTs have gone up like a firework, and they've come crashing back down again. And I think reality is now starting to set in, and some of the craziness, let's be honest, about paying millions of dollars for a cartoon cat or a 10-second video, I think those days are probably over now. However, that suits me fine. I'm quite happy for this to get back down to reality, and I'm starting to think about NFT technology being used for serious business, serious online business. And, you know, let's be honest, birth certificates, driving licenses, passports, they're all going to become NFTs very soon, because it guarantees authenticity. It means that nobody can forge your passport or forge your birth certificate and pretend, you know, steal your identity. That kind of thing is going to become key in 2021 and ongoing. The only limitations are going to be in our imagination. This picture here was a painting by Andy Warhol in the 1960s. You can be sure that if he was around today, he would be producing NFTs. And so my only question now for you guys is, what do you want to do next? Do you want to get involved and produce your own NFT? Would you like to get involved? Would you like to share that with us? Let me know. I would love to hear more about what you think about NFTs. If you would like to find out more about me, you can find me on my Facebook group, Defiantly Digital. And I would be happy to share more information about NFTs and these platforms. There are dozens of NFT platforms now. There's one called OpenSea. There's one called Rarible. And the one I'm going to use is called Mintable, M-I-N-T-A-B-L-E. And there is a huge scope for opportunity out there for creating NFTs, for obtaining unique ownership of blockchain technology, which, apart from all the craziness, you could actually own an asset that gives you an income again and again and again and again. And now, who wouldn't like that? Passive income for the life of an asset online. So what do you think, guys? NFTs? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a fad at the moment. There's no doubt about it. It's been very faddish, but thank you, Mal. But I also think it's going to be a trend. I think it is, this whole thing about ownership, copyright, authenticity, provenance. These are all problems in the online space that we have right now. And I always would believe firmly that anything that can solve a problem online, anything that can bridge a gap between where we are and where we want to be, if it can bridge the gap between real life and digital life, is going to be useful. Anything that can make the digital world become more real to ordinary people, anything that can bring the masses, we'll call them, to the blockchain space is going to be valuable. And I would argue that NFTs tick all of those boxes. They tick every single one of those boxes. And therefore, I think they will be a thing to reckon with for the future. Whether people spend millions of dollars on a cartoon cat or not, I don't know. And frankly, I don't really care, to be honest. But if musicians and artists and writers can create NFTs, if little teenagers in their mom and dad's basement can create NFTs, then anybody can. And I'm actually surprised how easy it is. I mean, 6 months ago, you'd have had to know a little bit about coding. You'd have had to follow a certain coding language, which wasn't that hard, but it would be a barrier to many people. And then you would have to go through several hoops to be able to create your own NFT. But now you can have these things done for you in many of these platforms that I just talked about. And if you want to get someone to do it for you individually, it's also not that difficult, not that expensive. And I think, when big institutions get involved and we start seeing, NFT voting systems, NFT passports, driving licenses, anything that makes unique ownership of assets a reality, then it's a win-win as far as I can see. Dexter, how you doing, my man? Good to see you again. So, Delreen, anything to add? Anybody got any questions they want to add?
I'm actually in the supermarket with my daughter at the moment, so so I'm multitasking.
Yes, well, that's good. Good to see you at the
Great
office.
content. I'm really excited that you're launching your own you've launched your own NFT, and it will be interesting to hear about your journey, because I know certainly Mal and Dexter are looking into launching their own NFTs as well. So it would be great if you could all work together and explore that space and see where it goes. It's really exciting times.
Great. Yep. I mean, I was going to wait until my next book was finished, and then I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, I've got half a dozen published novels. Why don't I just make one of them into an NFT? And I thought the first one would be an obvious choice, because that's where I got the whole idea of being an author. And I thought it was probably more personal, more individual. So, this 10, 11-minute video that I made is genuinely something I've never done before. I've made lots of videos, but I've never told anybody, apart from my closest friends and family, why I wrote my first book, what gave me the ideas, the places I went, the people I met some crazy people on margins of society. I was nearly killed a few times in my travels, and all of that got highly exaggerated and turned into a thriller. And I'd never actually said to anybody before. So people that will buy this NFT will genuinely have something that nobody else has. And if you can do that, you can create an NFT. Why not? Dexter?
Yeah, no, I was just wanted to add, I think it's amazing to hear that you've taken that step forward, because, I was only been introducing the meeting last week, and right. I just heard you say it's a possibility that a book can be turned into NFT. So I'm really proud to know that you've gone ahead and taken that step, because even when now you've said it, from last week, I was thinking of a part of my brand or a part of my company to become an NFT. Now hearing that you've just taken that step, And like you just said, why wait? You've already got books that you can turn into NFT. I've literally got, I don't know if you can see here,
Yes.
my audio book, How to Run Your Own Clothing Line. I'm thinking, why wait to release it as an audio book? Just straight away, I can go into an NFT. And then I thought about what's the value I can bring while they will buy it, is that, you know, each person who buys it, maybe I can offer a free one-to-one mentoring or one-to-one video. I don't know, but yeah. It's endless.
Perfect. I mean, the most authentic thing you have, Dexter, is you. You know, exactly. And so that's perfect. I'll tell you another thing. I released an audio book version of my first novel about a year ago. It took me several years to get round to doing an audio book. I paid for a narrator to do it, so it wasn't my voice. It was a professional actor who did the voiceover for my book. And it took me a while because, to be honest, it took me a while to save up, because it cost me $3,000 to produce my audiobook. $3,000. Okay. How much did it cost me to produce my NFT? Zip. Nada. Nothing. Didn't cost me anything. Admittedly, I will be giving 10% of my income to the people that helped me create the NFT. I didn't write the coding. I didn't do the computer stuff. You know, so, but 10% is way, way less than I pay to Amazon.
Most definitely.
You know, and it didn't cost me anything.
Even when I've just heard you speak about Gary V's situation, that's someone who I've been following for 6.5 years now. And I was happily one of the people that bought his NFT when it launched the other day on VFriends. I got myself a rare card. And I think just being involved in that space is helping me learn more. So it's not that I'm just buying it and I'm a part of it. I'm now learning how he's using it, so I can then think, oh, this is how I can use it for the future. So it's an investment, but it's also a part of my lesson.
Yeah, I mean, we all have things that we, you know, the artistic sides or just things about our life that are different than anybody else. You know, David might have a collection of really nice photographs from the 1960s, just for example, right? Now, the 1960s would be a child's, you know, a blur to me. I was just a baby in the 1960s. So all I know about the 1960s is what I've seen on television.
Yeah,
you know, the moon landing and all that kind of thing. It's, you know, but, you know, I love looking at old films and things like that. If David had a really nice set of photographs from, just say, for example, the south of France, you know, walking down the Côte d'Azur in the 1960s was probably one of the coolest places on the planet at that point. He could put a series of photographs together into a video and release that as an NFT and call it, you know, très chic. Who knows? Anything. You know, we all have stuff. We all have stuff. You know, Pete might have something about how to strip an engine down and put it back together again. I don't know. You know, we all have talents. We all have unique things. And I can see this becoming huge. And then once it gets into normal business and we start looking at the practical applications of things that we want to be unique, you know, our medical data, you know, when you move from one part of the country to another, you know, you've got to send your medical records from one set of doctors to another. You know, what happens if that gets lost? What happens if a bit goes missing or somebody gets hold of it in the post? You know, you could have all your medical records as an NFT, you know, locked, absolutely safe, unique. Nobody can tamper with it. Safe, you know, it's perfect. So I can see this becoming a big thing. You know, financial records, you know, banks. We won't need lawyers anymore. You know, when you buy and sell a house, you've got to go and give tens of thousands of dollars to a lawyer to prepare some complicated contract that nobody understands. With NFT technology, it'll just be a smart contract, and you'll be able to pick it up for pennies on the dollar, and that's going to wipe out a huge swathe of middlemen, middlewomen, people that just take from us without providing any value. And I think DeFi and blockchain is going to change the world from that respect, because people are going to demand that they get value for money. They're not going to pay for stuff that doesn't give them anything. And therefore, NFTs, again, big tick. So guys, I'll be looking to hear what you're going to produce as NFTs, and let's get together, and maybe next week somebody can say, I've got an idea, and let's take it from there. In the meantime, I will keep you posted about the progress of my NFT. Once it's available, I will tell you about it. At the moment, it's still in the works, so I'm very excited, but I will definitely get back to you about that. And if you're interested in Super One, which I just mentioned a second ago, there is a workshop straight after this one at the top of the hour with Sean Maloney and Moira Gray, which you can access that at the DBM Academy. And then that's it for me today. I am doing a DAISY platform overview workshop tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. UTC. And then that will be me for the week. My 9 workshops this week have just about rendered me hoarse, but it's all to the good. So unless anybody's got any thing they want to add, any questions or any extra information, I will call that a wrap today. Okay, guys?
I have a...
Yeah, Doreen?
Sorry,
Mal?
Mal here.
Yes, Mal?
Sorry, I know we don't have enough time. Just quick question.
Plenty
Because you
time.
mentioned you mentioned you're going to use some Mintable, right?
Yes.
So why you decide to use this platform? Because there is someone, I'm kind of doing my research on each of the platforms. What was your reason to picking this one? Of course, you can probably swap it. And regarding the next workshop, I tried to log in from the Facebook group, and I tried to do it a couple of times last week, but it didn't allow me, show me some error. So I don't know if someone can post the link so I can do directly, or if there was any mistake in the link.
Is this for the Super One?
Yes, yeah.
I don't actually know, Mal, because it's not me that does that. I'll try and find the link and I will post it on the. Are you in the DBM Messenger?
Facebook group.
Yep.
No, yes, I am in the group. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and find it after this. We'll still have 25 minutes or so.
Yeah,
so
no worries. Yeah,
I'll find it and I'll post it there. The reason I used Mintable, to be honest, was just I was just like, and it seemed to be quite user friendly. I think OpenSea just seemed a bit too rah-rah for me, and Rarible. You know, I'm an old man now, and it just seemed Mintable seemed an easier one to use.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite so, you know, out there, but I think that they're all, you know, as long as people are not trying to take too much money off you, you know, you've always got to be careful in the blockchain space, because something is fashionable, slightly fashionable.
Yeah, that's for
There
sure,
will
yeah.
be there'll be people that will smell the blood in the water. There'll be sharks out there who will be more than happy to post up some shitty ad on Google and then steal your money. You know, so just be absolutely careful. You know, go with platforms that you see being recommended by other people. You know, people like Gary Vee, for example, he's, you know, heavily invested in NFTs now. He's actually a doodle artist. You know, he's, on top of being an entrepreneur and a wine expert, he has been a habitual doodler, you know, since he was a young boy. And he's going to turn, this is top secret, by the way, he's going to turn his doodles into NFTs. And I'm sure they'll be really, really successful.
No, that's exactly what I just bought.
Yeah, cool.
A sharing squirrel. When I tell my mum, I just spent £4 on the shit on a picture of a squirrel. You think, what's wrong with you, son?
Yeah, but when you sell it next year for 400, it'll be a different.
That's what I'm saying to her.
You know, it's funny enough, because I still own the CryptoKitties. Remember a couple of years ago?
Yes.
It was really huge. And my boyfriend actually was telling me about the NFTs for quite a long, but he couldn't explain it to me in details.
Yep.
So it sounded a bit interesting, but then I didn't know the detail, and I started digging it, and actually it is really amazing, because I have high fashion degree.
Yep.
So what Dexter mentioned about the fashion and stuff, and absolutely agree with what you mentioned, Robin, that it's going to be huge in every aspect of life and industries, but definitely for fashion as well, and all the creative people, because now you can see all the digital artists as well, but in fashion, you know, like Gucci already invested into it, and the rest of the companies will follow, because what many people can see, all the top designer stuff, whatever it is, there was so many fakes coming in. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I think NFT is the answer for many questions. And it, you know, it's really good to be creative and kind of go this way, because this is the future. Even if people don't believe it, I hardly believe it, it will be applied for many industry and many fields of life. So definitely we are in the right space. Question as well, because you do those workshops every week, but do you have any group or course or something like that we can kind of get more information about it?
Well, you can join my private group. I have a private group called my Roundtable group. You can join that. I will send you a link for that. I give you lots and lots of one-to-one coaching for that, and help you also make money out of it as well. So I'll catch up with you afterwards.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Down to the last minute now. I'm off to go and get my Gucci handbag NFT'd, just to make sure that it's genuine.
Wow,
and I will catch up with you at the next workshop. Thanks for attending, guys. Good to see you.
Cheers.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.